Welcome to my show, honey. Welcome to Soraya's kitchen.
When you're feeling blue, you don't know what to do. Carrying such a heavy load, honey, feels like you're all alone. You need a new recipe, well, I'm the one to see. Friday rolls along, you wanna hear my song, so welcome to my show. Welcome to my kitchen.
My show is so hot, honey. The fish, the meat. Hi, papi chulos. Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to Soraya Sorbadal's Holiday Fierce Cooking Show. It's time to cook Puerto Rican pasteles. Come with me, honey. Feliz Navidad. Ay, Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Ay, papi, sí. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. This is Soraya Sorbadal. It's Christmas Day, and welcome to Soraya Sorbadal's Fierce Cooking Show. I want to say hi to everybody. I hope you like my little hat. I'm feeling very festive. Okay, happy Hanukkah and all holidays, everybody. And you guys and girls know I'm a Puerto Rican diva, and you know it's Christmas Day, so you know, besides honoring the day, the spiritual significance of the day, whatever way you want to acknowledge it. You know, there's also this whole celebration and the food and the love and all of that good stuff. And of course I said food, right? So we're cooking. And you know, so many people, like right now I'm sure, are cooking their holiday meals, whatever the ethnic background. But being that I'm a Puerto Rican queen, honey, I'm going to go with some traditional Puerto Rican recipes for the holidays. And one of my favorite dishes that I totally love for Christmas and New Year's are Puerto Rican pasteles. You know, I'm going to incorporate a lower fat, higher fiber version, right? You know, that's how I do. That's how Soraya Sorbadal does her recipes. And the pasteles is like alcapurrias, which I did a recipe of that. But instead of frying it or sauteing it like I did it, it gets wrapped in either parchment paper and banana leaves, or banana leaves and aluminum foil, or just parchment paper or just aluminum foil. The banana leaves are optional, but we are going with the banana leaves. But instead of doing a pork filling, I'm going to do turkey, ground turkey, turkey sausage, like always, right? And so we're going to do that, and we're going to season it with pork neck bone and pork neck bone stock, but I'm not adding the pork meat to the filling, okay? And then the masa is going to go, you know, regular, which is white yautía, okay? And cooking bananas, green, small, and my lover, Mr. Green Plantain, the big green plantain, I'm using him as well, okay? That's usually how you do it. And then I'll go through all the other ingredients and stuff like that. And to make this a higher fiber version, I'm adding flaxseed meal to the masa. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Okay. I'm going to give you a little bit of history, Junito Perez history, because he tells me like, oh Soraya, when I was a little boy, Junito Perez's mom used to boil up a pot of pasteles, and they would eat the pasteles on Christmas Eve, 12 o'clock. They would go to church and everything. He'd go to church, it was tradition, but you know, he's sitting in the pews, honey, little food obsessed, compulsive overeater he was back then, he still is. He was like, oh my God, I can't wait till we go home to pasteles and white rice seasoned with salted pork. Wait to get out of church. Junito Perez's mother will boil up that pot of pasteles, right? And they'll come home and the pasteles are already done, you know, because she made them beforehand. They will sit in the pot cooling down. And with the white rice seasoned with salt pork. Oh, child, honey. And then it was Christmas Eve, right? So they would have some, you know, have a little meal after church. Hello, gifts, cute. Oh, the gifts were okay, but it was the pasteles. That was all Junito Perez's mind. And then the next day, they do it all over again. But Junito Perez tells me, oh, Soraya, when we would finish eating the Christmas Eve meal and everybody would go to bed, he'd get up in the middle of the night and polish off 2 or 3. And by that time, they were cooled down, and his mom used to wrap them in aluminum foil, not the parchment paper. He tells me, Soraya, it was like eating candy bars. You know when you eat a Hershey bar and you take off the foil? He's like, honey, I've been taking the foil off that pastel and breaking down, honey. Going down on that pastel, honey. So yeah, that's a little history, food, you know, food association, the whole love of food, you know. It's Christmas Day, and traditionally for Puerto Ricans, we're gonna get down, honey. Get down, get down, get down tonight with some Puerto Rican pasteles, seasoned with turkey and fibered up with flaxseed meal. Okay, so now we're gonna start. Okay, yay! Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. First thing we're gonna start with, right, is something called achotina. It's achote, annatto seeds. Okay, now I'm gonna make an oil. Heat it up with the achote seeds, annatto seeds. Okay, now that's gonna add the coloring to the masa, and it's also gonna add coloring to the meat filling. Like, I like a nice red golden brown color instead of using sazon with the food coloring, you know, and all that. And it's also very traditional with the pasteles that you use the annatto seeds. Now you're seeing the little pot here is red, just like how the achote and the olive oil is going to turn. It's going to turn a golden reddish color. So I'm taking Smart Omega oil, okay, and a half a cup. What's remaining from what I put in the masa and from what I put in the meat, boys and girls, I'll just throw on the side. So if I make a rice dish, which I will be making a rice dish later today, I can use the same oil. So what we're going to do is, before I add the annatto seeds, we're going to let the oil get really, really hot. Watch. La, 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 la. And another tablespoon. It's starting to turn a little red. Snap, crackle, and pop. We're just going to stir it. Look how beautiful that is. You can turn it off now. See, it just takes whatever, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Oh my God, it's so lovely. We're gonna take this, put it to the side. So let's go into the meat filling, okay? Yes. We're gonna remove, separate the seeds from the oil. We have 6 Shady Brook Farms turkey sausage mild. I took the sausage out of the casing, okay? So it's the meat, and it's like ground meat, but it's seasoned Italian. I love Italian, but I love Puerto Rican more. So I'm taking 1 tablespoon of the oil, approximately 2 tablespoons. And this same oil is going to be used for the pasteles, to give it color to the masa when we're assembling them. Okay, you got it? Okay, good. I have 1 medium-sized onion chopped. Then 4 cloves, huge cloves of garlic chopped. And then 1 ounce of fresh cilantro, 1 ounce, chopped. Alright, so that's starting to brown. Alright, it's on medium heat. So, Goya sofrito, it's thawed, 1/3 cup. Goya recao, also thawed, boys and girls. Christmas Day, pasteles, Soraya's pasteles. So that was 1/3 cup of thawed Goya sofrito, 1/3 cup of Goya recao, and I'm stirring that up. I'm gonna put the heat up a little bit. I'm gonna add my powdered spices. Ground cumin, teaspoon. Yeah, teaspoon. Ground oregano, same. Bay leaves. So that was a teaspoon, teaspoon oregano, a teaspoon of ground cumin, bay leaves, like 2. They're dry bay leaves. Okay, nice. And since traditionally we use pork for this recipe, right? To maintain that pork flavor, I took like 6 pork neck bones and boiled them, to get the stock. You know how I like to do the stock with my rice dishes, my bean dishes, right? So I want to kind of use, even though this is going to have some liquid and I'm going to boil the liquid down for the meat filling, I wanted to still give it a pork flavor, or somewhat of a pork base. So these neck bones, I'm putting 2 in with the turkey. These neck bones are already cooked. I'm not going to use the actual pork, I just want the flavor of the neck bones to kind of simmer in with the 2 nice big ones too, like them big. A cup of the stock from the pork neck bones, okay? So get 6 pork neck bones before you start the whole recipe. 6 pork neck bones, like 2 quarts of water, bring it up to a boil, then let it simmer for about an hour. Okay, but I'd rather have the stock than the pork meat. But I wanted to get that pork flavor into the meat. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Ay, just meal. So now let's take a look at the pot. Oh, I love you. See how that's cooking up? Hi, darling. So let's add this tomato sauce. That's 1 cup. 1.5 cups. And you know I'm going to have olives on this, but you know how I like to do my olives. I like to add the olives to the meat, you know, the meat sauce when it's finally cooked. Yes, you're going to have to see this though. Look at this, beautiful, beautiful. I just knew. The meat's already cooked. It's just like it needs to stew down though. That turkey sausage is so good, but then at the end, and it's not a but as a bad thing, but the Shady Brook Farm sausage at the end has a little spice kick. That's going to be so interesting with the pasteles. Because I want you to take a look at this real quick. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to cover it and simmer it down for about 20 minutes. See how much liquid is there. Because I want some liquid. I'm going to use some of the liquid, okay, to go into the masa. To color the masa, nice red golden color. And also to flavor the masa. Isn't that beautiful? So it's cooked and there's some stock. There's a little bit of sauce there. Because I don't, you know, the pasteles can't have too much sauce. So that's done, okay? So I'm going to leave that uncovered. And we're gonna, that's one step. Big step. Done. Prepared. Cute. Done. Now we're gonna go to the masa. Okay? So let's go. Hi darlings. Feliz Navidad. The pasteles are green plantain based. And they can also be yuca based. Now yuca is lovely pasteles. You know, yuca is a wonderful vegetable, starch vegetable. Very, very dense. A lot of points. Okay? I love it. I love yuca pasteles, but we're not going with yuca pasteles, we're going with green plantain. So we use the green plantain big and the green cooking bananas. And yautía. Now I already grinded everything down, but I wanted to show you like what yautía looks like. It is so cool. So yautía, it's like a potato, it's a root vegetable as well, like yuca, but not as starchy. It's like potato. It's got a higher water content than yuca. Yuca is thicker and denser. Very, very, very starchy, which is delicious. I don't like fried yuca, but I like yuca pasteles, but we're not doing yuca pasteles because we're trying to, you know, stick to the Weight Watchers program. I'll tell you exactly how many points the pasteles will be, but I'm estimating 10 points per. So what did we do for the masa? Okay, we did 1 1/2 to 1/3 pound of yautía. Yeah, look at the white yautía, ground it down, okay? Like a puree. If you have a food processor, it'll you know, move it along quicker. I do it by hand. Oh my God, honey, but I did that beforehand, okay? I'll say 1.5 pounds of the cooking banana green, 1.5 pound of green plantain. Yeah, I did that a couple of hours ago, and plantain turns brown very quickly, very quickly. But it's just the surface that's brown. Once it hits oxygen, hits it, brown. Brown like me. Brown like Junito Perez. And the green plantain, which some green plantains could be coarse and then some could be smooth, and that's cute because it's going to give us a combined texture for the masa. That's going to be great. And I am going to add all the masa ingredients, the 1.5 pound of white yautía and the almost 3 pounds of the green plantain / green cooking bananas, guineos as they say in Spanish. Now this is, hello, the large green plantain. I'm putting it in. This is the cooking banana. If you can make the masa the night before, that's great. So we have a mixture here of textures. And you know me, Soraya, I'm into color, I'm into texture. I like that. So that's cute. And here's yautía, 1.5 pound. Now, you guys how white that is. That's so pretty. Mix it together. One and 1/3 to 1 1/2 pound of white yautía, about 3 pounds of a mix of green plantain and green cooking bananas, guineos. No spices have been added to the masa yet at all. Of the ground organic flaxseed meal. And you know flaxseed meal has fiber, we know that, right? But omega oils. So I added the 1/3. Mix it well. We're using banana leaves too. We're gonna add some of the stuff from the meat. 1/2 cup. Mix it up. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of the achote oil too. Cause I want color. Nice. 1 tablespoon achote oil. And the rest of that oil, you see where that's gonna go with the pasteles. Not only do we have flavor from the stock of the meat or the sauce from the meat filling, we also have some color. And then the achote oil is giving us a little bit of fat. And honestly, I love the masa. I love the masa and pasteles. I don't need to have a lot of meat in there. And because of that, it doesn't need to be pork. Okay? So turkey's fine. So we have the masa, and so let's, I'm going to end this, and then now we're going to go into assembling the pasteles. We're almost done. Yes, honey, can you believe it? Believe it. Believe it, honey. Believe in the miracle of Christmas, darling. And the miracle of makeup and creativity, honey. And the miracle of a transformation. Because before I met Junito Perez, you've heard, right? Junito Perez, overweight, unhappy, depressed, overeating, not dating, nothing. Talented young man. I mean, DJing, had his own record store, but he was so unhappy. And the transformation through willingness, right? The desire to have a better life, right? Like have increased health, renewed health. I mean, so the transformation when a person decides that, look, I want to change my life. I want to either stop overeating, or stop drinking, stop smoking, you know, whatever. Stop, you know, lots of things. Relationships that really aren't 50-50, you know what I mean? Like codependency, stuff like that, you know? But let's talk about nutrition and fat. Transformation. Like Junito Perez now is like last night. He was the papito chulo stud of Jackson Heights at the local club here. I mean, and it wasn't like that before. And he was younger, in his 20s, and he so tells me, oh, Soraya, I wish you back then what I know now. Like, you know, he kind of has his life back. And then I came along as part of that process for him. And what a lucky man Junito Perez is, right? Hello. Me too. Lucky to like be affiliated with Junito Perez. He's a wonderful guy. Well, I could say that because I know him. I mean, I know him really well, but he's cool. I mean, we all have our trials and tribulations, right? But his transformation is pretty remarkable. And then mine, look at me. I mean, MAC makeup and look, here I am. So Soraya Sobada's Fierce Cooking Show. Soraya Sobada's Pasteles. I'm going to add some olives to the meat filling now. I'm sure they've been around. I always went with the whole olives. Stuff, you know, with pimientos. I don't want to get the liquid of the olives though, because it adds salt. You've heard me say that. Now that looks so Latino, right? With the olives. There's still some pork neck bone. That's not going to go on the pasta. That's just for seasoning. Here we are. Here we are. And love now together, you and I. We have banana leaves. So we're going to do the aluminum foil with the banana leaf on top. And I'm going to show you how to fold it and all that. So what we're going to do is take aluminum foil. Then we take the banana leaves. Oh my god, that's so beautiful. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Can you see? Scissors, cut. Okay, nice. So, that's there. I'm going to spray with cooking spray. A little bit of achotina, the oil with achote. Okay, to give it color. And that gets spread like that. That's to keep the pastel from sticking. Half a cup of masa. Okay, great. And then we take and we spread. Okay, the pasteles are like a meat pie. Half a cup of masa, okay, to 1/8 of the meat filling. All right. Then we take it, we fold it over like that, and it's supposed to be oblong. See how the oblong shape is coming here? Nice, right? Then you take it and you do this cute little folding action. Okay? Folding action. And you bring it over. And if you think you want to go one more over, you can. You follow, right? Or maybe you won't. That's fine too. Then you come over here. You kind of press the masa that it comes up. Like that. Because these are oblong shaped. Bring the masa up as much as you want. And if you think you have too much aluminum foil here, cut a piece. But make sure it's nice and tight because these are going to boil in water. Okay? So you see that? It's tight. Tight. Use heavy duty aluminum foil. Okay? And I'm going to boil two. One for now, one for later. Just put this one to the side. I'm going to do another one. Aluminum foil. The banana leaf is so beautiful. My God, it's so gorgeous. Achotina to give the masa even more color, and again to ensure that the masa does not stick. My God, those banana leaves are so beautiful. Half a cup heaping of the masa. How many pasteles are going to come out? I'm just going to do 2 and then boil them for an hour. Boil them in salted, just a little bit of salted water. And just put the meat filling, right? Again, fold it over. You can fold it this way if you want. I like to fold it like oblong. The banana leaf is in there. That's so beautiful. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. Okay, you guys see, right? I'm going to get that nice oblong shape. Now I'm not going to cut it. Try to get that straight. You want to make them look nice too. Definitely tight. Okay, come over here. You need to cut some aluminum foil, you can. I don't think I am. You press the masa up. Fold. Fold nice. A nice secure fold. And you come over here. Okay? Press the masa to come to the middle. Okay? Nice shape. Neat. As neat as you can. Squeeze. Make sure you're using heavy duty aluminum foil, because as you can see, is that no, it didn't break. Okay? That's beautiful. Okay? Now we have 2. Then you take your 2 little lovely pasteles, drop her down, darling. Drop her down, darling. Alright? Now you boil her covered for an hour. So we'll be back. I wanted to show you the recipe yielded 11 pasteles, and we used like half of the meat. So putting the recipe and recipe builder in Weight Watchers, it brought the points down to 9 points per pastel, and they're nice size. And we had meat left over, so that's cool. And there's 11 pasteles, not 10. But yeah, we have some pasteles, turkey with a neck bone stock, with fiber, flaxseed meal, and the masa of the yautilla, cooking green plantain, and Junito Perez is in mine, big green plantain. I'm going to put them in the freezer. I had the pasteles boil for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. You see? And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take the smaller one right now. This is very, 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 very hot. So you can get the scissors and cut the sides. Now you know that this dish, boys and girls, has to go with a rice. It doesn't have to. See how I just cut that? This one, I don't have rice yet. I'm going to cook some rice later. That's where the second one comes in. See how she stayed formed? So let's just see. Fold that back. It's very hot. Watch your fingers, okay? Just cut the foil. Look at that. Yeah, that's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And we gotta do, right? Because of the achote oil and all that was on there. So it just, oh, that's beautiful. It's firm. It's brown. And I'm telling you, honey, I'm a real Puerto Rican diva, honey, because I like ketchup on my pastel. See how it's cooked? Soraya Sobedas, high fiber, low fat, Puerto Rican pasteles with turkey meat filling and flaxseed meal in the masa. Let's see. Let's see. Very nice. Feliz Navidad. Have a wonderful and prosperous New Year. Thanks for your support with my cooking show videos. I'll talk to you guys soon, okay? Love you.